So we've reached the end of another transfer window, and today we're going to look at every Premier League club's best ever January transfer deadline day signing. Will there be similar good deals this year? Probably not. Arsenal Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. A signing from last year, the Gunners brought in Aubameyang to be the marquee name following Alexis Sanchez's departure to Manchester United. They paid Dortmund a club record £56 million, but it was certainly worth it, with Aubameyang doing the number 17 shirt justice, just like the great Thierry Henry once did. Bournemouth Jan Kermorgant. A veteran French forward who is still going at the age of 37, Jan Kermorgant moved to Bournemouth on deadline day from Charlton in 2014 for an undisclosed fee. He was a decent goal scorer for the Cherries, netting 9 and 16 in his first season, then firing 15 goals the season after to secure promotion for Bournemouth to the Premier League. Brighton Glenn Murray. If in doubt, the answer is always Glenn Murray. In January 2017, with the Seagulls chasing promotion, Glenn Murray made his loan move a permanent deal, leaving Bournemouth behind completely. It was a decision that benefited both Brighton and Murray, who ended up in the Premier League thanks to his goals, and then they remain in the Premier League thanks to his goals again. Winner winner. Burnley James Tarkowski. The centre-half is a key player now at Turf Moor and a two-time England international, but his deadline day move from Brentford in 2016 won't have turned many heads. But 3 years on and Tarkowski has got better and better, proving to be a fantastic Premier League defender following Michael Keane's Burnley exit. Cardiff WILFRIED ZAHA. Getting a player of WILFRIED ZAHA's calibre on loan when you're fighting relegation must be a dream. But back then ZAHA wasn't the player he is today, and Cardiff's season ended in relegation. Let's move on. Chelsea Kevin De Bruyne. Okay, this one might sound stupid because of how Kevin De Bruyne's Chelsea career went, but he was still a brilliant deadline day signing. The Belgian arrived from Genk for £7 million in 2012. Fast forward 7 years, he's one of the best players in the Premier League, it's just that he made his name at Man City instead. A brilliant signing by Chelsea, but he was badly used and they've paid the price. Crystal Palace Luka Milivojevic. One of Sam Allardyce's signings in 2017, the Eagles paid around £13 million for the Serbian, and he's certainly been worth it. A powerhouse in the middle and a set-piece specialist, Luka Milivojevic is Palace's best player not called WILFRIED ZAHA. Everton John Stones. While nowadays they can splash the cash, back in 2013 the Toffees were still looking for bargains, and that's exactly what they got on deadline day when they paid Barnsley £3 million for John Stones. A young and brave defender at the time, Stones got better every game he played, eventually getting a move to Manchester City where he's become even better under Pep Guardiola. Fulham Alexander Mitrovic. An acquisition from their championship campaign last season, deadline day 2018 saw the Cottagers complete a huge loan deal by getting Mitrovic from Newcastle until the end of the season. His goals got them back to the Premier League, and the Serbian's been great once again since becoming a permanent Fulham player. It's just a shame about his teammates really. Huddersfield Town Lee Novak. Yeah, we weren't really sure who to pick here, options were limited, so Huddersfield fans, let us know in the comments. Sorry you're getting shortchanged once again. But Lee Novak arrived on deadline day 2009 from Gateshead, and he was somewhat prolific in League One for the Terriers, helping them to the Championship. Leicester City Robert Huth. A loan signing when they were staring relegation in the face, Robert Huth arrived from Stoke to save the day in 2015. The big German helped keep the Foxes in the division under Nigel Pearson, then the season after played a big role in the Premier League title win, scoring an important goal away to Manchester City. Liverpool Luis Suarez. I mean, this one was easy. The Uruguayan cost Liverpool almost £23 million from Ajax in 2011 and immediately proved he was the marquee arrival at Liverpool that day. Suarez would nearly deliver Liverpool the title, scoring 69 Premier League goals in 3.5 seasons before a mega money move to Barcelona. And in that time he only bid 2 players and racially abused another, allegedly. Manchester City Adam Johnson. Okay, the man might be in prison, but he was a half decent player when he was at Manchester City, arriving on deadline day in 2010 for around £7 million from Middlesbrough. Often an impact sub, Johnson was never the main man at City, but he did a job, and then he went to Sunderland and things went downhill. Let's move on. Manchester United Freddie Vaselli. An awkward one, as you could actually only find one player the Red Devils sign on a winter transfer deadline day, so by default Freddie Vaselli is their best ever deadline day signing. He swapped Man City for Man United in 2012, never playing a game for the club. Now aged 26, he plays his football in Italy for Empoli. Newcastle United Martin Dubravka. The Magpies' goalkeeping hero helped keep them in the division last season, arriving on deadline day on a loan deal from Sparta Prague. While many hadn't heard of him, he showed everyone what he was about on his debut against Manchester United, and 1 year on he's a permanent Newcastle player and one of their best performers. Southampton Ryan Bertrand. He was already on loan at St Mary's, but deadline day 2015 saw Champions League winner Ryan Bertrand become a permanent Saint, leaving Chelsea after limited opportunities. Costing £10 million, Bertrand was absolutely worth it, and he's now a senior figure at Southampton after making more than 100 appearances for the club. Tottenham Dele Alli. And under the radar deal in 2015, Tottenham jumped ahead of the pack and paid MK Dons £5 million for wonderkid Dele Alli, allowing him to stay there on loan until the end of the season. When he showed up at White Hart Lane 6 months later, it was clear that Ali had no bother going from League One to the Premier League, and he's now one of the most talented attacking midfielders in the league, scoring goals at an alarming rate. Watford Abdoulaye Doucouré. An easy one, Watford's best ever January deadline day signing is the lad they're fighting to keep hold of nowadays. Doucouré arrived in 2016 from Rennes, but immediately went out on loan to Granada. In the past 2 seasons we've seen exactly how good a footballer Doucouré is, which is why he seems to have a £40 million price tag on his head. West Ham Matthew Upson. A decent centre-back at the time, we're giving Matthew Upson the honour of being West Ham's best ever January deadline day signing because Mido didn't quite hit the mark. Upson cost an initial £6 million from Birmingham in 2007 and went on to become West Ham captain after Lucas Neal's retirement. Wolves George Elokobi. Plain and simple, the man's an absolute beast. How could I not pick him? If I didn't, he'd probably hunt me down and pull me to pieces limb by limb. So no doubt, George Elokobi's 2018 deadline day move from Colchester to Wolves is their best ever. It's probably the best one in the whole video. So there we have it, that's every Premier League club's best ever January transfer deadline day deal. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.